Alright, and welcome to the video on the art of public speaking. Before I start saying anything, I want to turn it over to my friend Jerry Seinfeld, who has some wise words for us.
I like these somewhat high-risk things, the scuba, I've gone hang gliding, I've gone skydiving. I like a little bit of risk. I don't know, maybe that's why I do this. I saw a thing, actually, a study that said speaking in front of a crowd is considered the #1 fear of the average person. I found that amazing. Number 2 was death. Death is #2? This means to the average person, if you have to be at a funeral, you would rather be in the casket than doing the eulogy.
Jerry was telling a joke, but he was also telling a truth. Many people fear public speaking. There's really nothing I can do about that for you. You just have to deal with it on your own. What I can do, though, is give you some tips when writing a speech in order to make it a little bit easier. The first thing you want to do when writing a speech is you want to gain the attention of the audience. Now, I have a list of options that you can do here, and I'm going to briefly go through them. Number 1, why is your topic important? You can come right out and tell us. Relate the topic to the audience. Ask if the audience has ever dealt with that topic before. Startle the audience. Mention something they don't expect you to say. You could get up there and yell and then explain why. Arouse the curiosity of the audience. Ask them a question that keeps them wanting to know more. Start with a quotation that's interesting. Tell a story or describe something that happened to you to bring people in. Invite the audience to participate. Have them come forward, have them raise their hands, have them do something. Of course, you could always start with a joke, that's pretty standard, or question the audience. Ask them to think rhetorically about something. Those are just some interesting ways that you can start a speech. Some other things you want to do after you have done that is you want to reveal your topic. Yeah, you can ask everybody questions, but afterwards come right out and say, hey, this is what my speech is about. Give us some background on your topic. Maybe the audience has heard about your topic, maybe they have not. You want to treat this opening as though you're writing a paper, but a paper in which you can be interesting and you can be yourself. For example, if you're talking about your role in the fall play, some people will understand that, but give us some background as to what it's really like to be in the fall play. If you're talking about a character that you read about in a biography, tell us a little bit about the world that character comes from. Is this a basketball player? Is this a Holocaust survivor? We really don't know, so give us some context. Finally, you want to end with a thesis statement. What are you going to talk about in this speech? Make it clear, make it concise, give us a roadmap that we can follow. So let's imagine that you've given a great speech and you reach the end. How do you do it? Well, I find that most students don't do conclusions very well. Usually they're so grateful they're near the end, they simply walk off the stage. You want to give the audience a sign that the end is coming. Otherwise, they start to get bored. Let them know how much longer there is in the speech. Tell us that the end is coming soon. The traditional words, to conclude, works, but it's sort of boring. Just start by wrapping things up, repeating some points, reviewing your topics, and finally, give your own thoughts in the end. Some other things you could do as far as your last statement, you could give an interesting quotation, make a dramatic statement, rehash some of the ideas you talked about before. Maybe you started with a story, maybe you want to end with the same story. The final thing, and one of my favorites, is to challenge the audience. Tell the audience that they have to go do something in order to improve the world or improve themselves. So those are just some tips in writing an intro and conclusion. Now remember, you're not writing the middle. The middle is all outlined. So come up with some topics, put as many notes and facts as you can in there. Please make it detailed. You will rush through it. But this is how you construct an intro and conclusion, well written in advance. I want to show you a couple more things today, and that are some speech delivery tips. Number 1, you want to be sure that you look okay. Make sure that you don't have gum, make sure that you are not looking too sloppy, and when you get up there, you want to speak clearly. To be honest, this will make or break the whole speech. Speak clearly and adjust your voice so people can hear you. Don't pretend that you're reading because somebody forced you to at the point of a knife. Don't shout just to be shouting. Just get up there and talk to the class as normal. I know you can all speak. I hear you do it every day. So you just want to get up there and pretend as though you're just talking to the class, as always. Another key problem people have is they talk too quickly. Take your time. You hear how fast I'm speaking right now? This actually seems very slow to me. Normally I speak much faster and I have to remind myself to speak this slow. Sometimes it helps to pause, and that adds suspense. You see what I did just there? I paused, and you listened a little closer. All of a sudden, what I'm saying sounds important. Make eye contact with the audience. Don't just look at one person, look all around the room. Pick a pattern, look to the left, and then the right, and then the forward, and then up. Well, no, don't do that. But you get the idea. You don't want to fidget while you're up there and move back and forth. It's very uncomfortable to watch somebody do that. It looks like you have to go to the bathroom. Frankly, I suggest grabbing the podium, hanging on for dear life, and just standing still. You'll feel calm, relaxed, locked in, and ready to go. Keep your feet on the floor and don't slouch or sway. The other thing I can say is that you want to be yourself. Maybe you're a loud, angry, anxious person. Maybe you're shy. Get up there and just be honest. That's the best thing that you can do. As long as we know it's sincere and you're giving it an honest effort, it's going to be a great speech. Remain calm, poised, and confident. And I know that's easy to say. That's like walking up to somebody that's crying and saying, "Don't be sad." It doesn't always work that way, but the biggest thing that can help you is rehearsing. Get it? Because of the... Okay, never mind. What I would like you to do now, in the understanding section, there are 2 videos. The one is called 40 Classic Inspirational Speeches. It represents what good speeches look like. And the other is Mr. Phil Davison. It represents what speeches should not look like. Go ahead and take a look at those, and good luck writing your biography speech, your final speech, or any other speech of your life. Have a great night.